Breaking news for millions of Americans struggling to make ends meet. Senator Bernie Sanders has just announced a groundbreaking financial relief package that could soon put thousands of dollars directly into your bank account this very month. That's right, a historic one-time payment of $3,000 is being proposed, plus an additional $200 boost specifically for Social Security, SSI, and SSDI recipients. If you're wondering exactly how this monumental plan affects you and your family, you'll definitely want to stick around, because we are diving into every crucial detail you need to know. Hit that subscribe button right now and turn on all notifications, so you never miss out on critical updates that could significantly impact your financial future. In a surprise move that has sent shockwaves throughout Washington, D.C., Senator Bernie Sanders stepped up to the podium yesterday, flanked by an energized coalition of progressive lawmakers, to unveil what he's officially calling the American Financial Relief Initiative. This bold and ambitious proposal aims to deliver immediate, meaningful economic support to millions of Americans who are still reeling from persistent inflation, ongoing job market volatility, and unprecedented financial instability. No American should ever have to make the heartbreaking choice between putting food on the table and paying for life-saving medication, Sanders declared, with his characteristic passion and conviction. This initiative is designed to provide tangible, impactful support exactly when people need it most, not months later when the opportunity has passed. Let's dig into exactly what this historic announcement means for you personally. At the heart of Sanders' plan is a sweeping direct $3,000 payment for qualifying Americans. But who qualifies? What's the income threshold? How is eligibility determined? According to the announcement details, individuals earning less than $75,000 annually, and couples filing jointly who make less than $150,000 annually, would receive the full $3,000 amount, with payments gradually phasing out for those with slightly higher incomes. This structure mirrors previous stimulus efforts but with a dramatically larger payout, aimed at directly countering the soaring cost of living pressures for the approximately 70 million Americans who rely heavily on Social Security, Supplemental Security Income, SSI, or Social Security Disability Insurance, SSDI. Sanders' proposal includes an additional $200 payment. He emphasized that this supplemental boost acknowledges the distinct hardships faced by seniors and disabled Americans who survive on fixed incomes that have been increasingly stretched thin by skyrocketing grocery bills, soaring prescription costs, and stagnant benefits. Have you personally felt the pinch of rising costs without corresponding increases in your benefits? If so, this $200 could be a vital lifeline. The timing of this announcement has also stirred considerable buzz across the political landscape. With midterm elections fast approaching and economic concerns ranking high among voter priorities, political analysts are wondering whether this proposal could gain the bipartisan support necessary to become law. Sanders, however, remains undeterred and fiercely committed. This isn't about scoring political points, he insisted during yesterday's press conference. This is about meeting the urgent, undeniable needs of hardworking families who are struggling and suffering right now. Perhaps one of the most remarkable aspects of this proposal is the accelerated timeline for delivery. Unlike past relief efforts that took months to reach eligible Americans, Sanders has laid out a streamlined plan designed to deposit funds directly into recipients' bank accounts within mere weeks of the legislation's passage. The Treasury Department would tap into existing tax and benefits data to fast-track the payments, ensuring that those who received prior stimulus checks via direct deposit would automatically receive this one without any additional action required. Isn't it refreshing to hear about government efficiency for once? For individuals without direct deposit information on file with either the IRS or the Social Security Administration, paper checks and prepaid debit cards would be issued within just 3 weeks after the law is enacted. This is a major improvement compared to previous delays that left some Americans waiting months for their physical payments. And for the unbanked population, Sanders has proposed a groundbreaking partnership with local post offices to facilitate fee-free check cashing, a potential game-changer for underserved communities nationwide. Do you remember how frustrating it was waiting for your last stimulus check to arrive in the mail? This plan aims to fix that. Of course, critics have already begun to raise pointed questions about how the federal government plans to fund such a massive relief effort. The estimated price tag is around $900 billion, triggering immediate concerns about inflationary risks and further national debt accumulation. When asked about these financial concerns, Sanders pointed firmly to his long-standing proposals to increase taxes on large corporations and the ultra-wealthy elite. The money is there, Sanders asserted. It's simply a matter of priorities. Do we allow billionaires to keep paying less in taxes than teachers and nurses? Or do we invest in the economic security of everyday Americans? Interestingly, Sanders' plan has found surprising allies among moderate legislators who are deeply concerned about the visible financial pain in their districts. Senator Mark Warner of Virginia, while expressing some reservations about the fiscal implications, acknowledged, "We cannot ignore the very real suffering happening across American communities." This sentiment, echoed by others, suggests the political tide might be shifting toward support. Another compelling feature of Sanders' initiative is its broad eligibility criteria. Unlike narrowly focused programs that leave middle-class families out in the cold, this plan recognizes that financial pressure affects a much larger swath of the population today. Have you ever felt trapped in that frustrating middle ground, making too much to qualify for aid, but not enough to live comfortably? If so, this broader approach should come as welcome news. Imagine what $3,000 could do for your family. It might mean 2 months of rent, clearing lingering medical bills, or building an emergency cushion against rising utility and grocery bills. For many seniors, the additional $200 could cover a crucial month's worth of medications or essential utility payments. How would you choose to use this financial boost if it hit your bank account? Economic experts are divided over the long-term impacts of such a large cash infusion. Some warn of possible inflationary spikes, while others argue that injecting money into the hands of consumers most likely to spend it, like low and middle-income households, could actually stimulate the economy without driving up prices. Dr. Jennifer Martinez of the Urban Institute noted, "When relief targets households with high marginal propensities to consume, the economic benefits often outweigh inflation risks. The debate over the best form of economic stimulus continues, but the urgency for immediate action is clear." Treasury officials speaking anonymously say the proposed implementation timeline is aggressive but feasible. To meet Sanders' goal of April disbursements, the legislation would need to clear both chambers of Congress within the next 2 weeks. This is a monumental hurdle, but one made more achievable by intense public pressure and shifting political dynamics. Could your voice make a difference? Many advocacy groups believe that calling your elected officials could be the push needed to get this across the finish line. For Social Security, SSI, and SSDI recipients, the $200 bonus would be seamlessly added to their regular monthly benefits, minimizing administrative red tape and ensuring faster delivery. This simplicity has earned praise from advocacy groups representing seniors and disabled Americans, who frequently criticize the cumbersome bureaucracy of benefit adjustments. Predictably, the announcement has sparked widespread curiosity about edge cases. What about recent college graduates who were dependent on previous tax filings? Sanders' team confirmed that anyone filing independently this year would qualify based on their own income. What if your financial situation has changed dramatically? The proposal wisely allows eligibility determination based on either 2023 or 2024 income, whichever works more favorably for you. Doesn't it make sense to use the most recent data when people's financial realities are shifting so rapidly? Consumer advocates have largely applauded the proposal, while cautioning that long-term reforms are necessary to tackle the root causes of economic instability. While this one-time payment provides critical immediate relief, we must address the systemic factors that keep Americans living paycheck to paycheck, said Maria Gonzalez, executive director of the Consumer Protection Coalition. Have we normalized economic precariousness to the point that even generous payments feel like temporary fixes? Businesses are also anticipating the positive ripple effects of this potential cash infusion. The National Retail Federation predicts that roughly 30% of funds could flow directly into the retail economy, providing a much-needed lifeline to struggling local businesses, particularly in communities with larger low- and middle-income populations. This boost could be transformative. As for the verification process, Sanders' plan outlines strict anti-fraud measures without creating unnecessary barriers. The IRS and SSA would cross-reference their databases to flag discrepancies, and a dedicated hotline would be launched to resolve complex cases quickly, a lesson learned from previous stimulus rollouts. State and local governments are also gearing up for a surge in consumer spending by considering additional relief measures like temporary freezes on utility hikes and local tax holidays to amplify the benefits of direct payments. Imagine what coordinated, multi-level relief could achieve for struggling families. For rural Americans, who are often left behind in national conversations, the direct deposit mechanism promises fast access to funds without requiring travel to distant service centers. However, concerns about the digital divide remain. So, Sanders has included funding for outreach programs to ensure every eligible American gets the help they need. As the clock ticks closer to the proposed April distribution date, uncertainties loom. Procedural hurdles, filibusters, and last-minute political wrangling could threaten the timeline. Yet Sanders remains hopeful, urging Americans to demand action. When people are hurting, we have a moral responsibility to act with the full force of government, he declared in closing. What happens next will largely depend on public engagement and political momentum. If you support this proposal, experts recommend contacting your representatives immediately to express your stance. Every day of delay represents another day of hardship for millions. That's it for today's breaking news update. If you found this information valuable, please smash the like button and share this video with friends and family who could benefit from these potential payments. Don't forget to subscribe for daily updates on this developing story and other critical financial news. Drop a comment below and tell us how this proposed payment would impact your family. Thanks for watching. See you in the next update.